So we finally got the blinds for part 2, so we'll get these done. The windows are all nice and clean. We've had no problems whatsoever with these blinds since they have been installed. And they've had a good clean. So we're ready, aren't we, Bear? So let's do this. So I think I said before that from here to where the blind sits, it's 22 millimeters, something like that. So in case anyone's wondering, the handle from there to there is about 7mm gap there to that bit there. This first bit here where the bead clips in, and the bead itself is about 20 millimeters. Just in case anyone was wondering about that. You excited about getting these blinds done, Bear? Yeah? You excited? So overall, from where the handle is to the edge of the bead here, where it touches the glass, that's 27 millimeters. So there should be about a 5mm gap once the frame's in, but we'll soon find out. In case you're wondering, the depth of this frame from here to here is 9mm. But if you look at the shape of them, they're beveled. So there's like a slant there. It all goes off at an angle. So when you come to where the window handle is, by the time this is on here, it's also going to be sloping off at an angle. So I really don't think that's going to interfere with it at all. Even though it's got this little spring bit here, I just can't see it touching. But we'll have a look. So the blinds are out the box, ready to get started putting them together now. So something I've noticed since last time we had some is that the design of this piece has just changed a little bit. So now that has to go into there like that. And then this piece has to go behind there, clip into that piece there. Keep the string out of the way. And there's like another lip there, so make sure that's above there like that. Oh, that's it. And also these pieces, the design of those have changed a little bit. So I'll just show you that compared to the original one. Yeah, so that's the original one there, look. That's the new one. So it's going to look a bit different side by side, but hopefully it won't be too noticeable. So one thing to be careful with these new ones is to make sure you don't get that piece stuck that way. So I imagine if you try and shove it together, it'll probably snap. So just make sure that is the right side of that, because that'll have to go into there. It's probably easier to push together than what it was, but also probably easier to snap. So that has to go into there. And you've got to make sure this lip is that side of the metal, and that should go together pretty easy. Yep, there you go. And that just clips into there like that. So the moment of truth, got the window clipped in there at the top. Yeah, I did have a bit of bother with this corner here. So what I did, I just pulled the frame towards me a little bit like this, and then went like that, shoved it back in, and it did clip in okay. But what I'm going to do, because there is still a bit of movement in this, is remember I'm going to shove these little bits down, and at the top I'll shove that up a little bit, and that's going to make it nice and tight. So I'll just finish off doing that, and then I'll do this one as well, and we'll see how it looks. So I've rewatched my own video just to remind myself what I'm doing. And something I don't think I said before is the sides, they're not actually handed. So it wouldn't matter which side you put them on. There is no left or right. They're both identical. And these holes at the ends, they're the same each end. So no problem. And also I've noticed this time I've got some extra bits. So I need them. I need them. But I've also got these. And yes, it fits. So, absolutely perfect. And the handle does not touch. Just as I was hoping. So very close, but it doesn't touch. That's fine. There we go. What I would say is, remember, this is just a guide. So that's just to get it roughly in the right place. Because the window is never going to be square. You know, it's going to be a little bit out. It's never going to be totally symmetrical. Hopefully it should be, but it won't be. So that's just a guide to get you sort of in the right place. So what I have noticed is, that's a different shape to that one. And also this is a rounded too, whereas that's more angular. And that is like a gloss, a white gloss, whereas that is more of a matte finish. But as it's for an opening side window, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. You can't really tell anyway. But there you go. I've just got to clip that one in yet, but looking good. So I realise now what was going on with that corner on the other one. Because I had the same issue with this one is, it's this piece here. It's not just a matter of the window, the slot clipping into this little piece here, but this bit here, this edge, this clips into like a groove in the section of the window there. So even if it feels like it's not going to clip in, once that finds where it needs to go, then it does. It goes straight in, and that'll clip in. And then I just need to adjust these like I did before by shoving down on there or shoving up at the top, and that's going to make it nice and tight and take away any play that there might be. So looking at this bracket, that's exactly how it goes into the window. So it pushes into your glass frame there where the rubber is, into the bead, and then the blind frame clips into that notch there. And you might think, looking at that it needs bending or something. If it don't click in first time, you might think you need to bend this out, but you don't have to, because it will click in once that locates. So that's it. That's what it looks like from the inside. Job done. Finally, all finished. Yeah, they look okay. Pretty much the same. I think maybe because these ones are wider, they are a bit tighter and stiffer to pull down. Whereas these ones are a lot easier to manoeuvre, whether that's because they've changed the tension in the string. It might just be because they're narrower. Who knows? But you like them, don't you, Prince? Hey? Got your seal of approval? And that's them from the outside. And they do look a bit of a different colour, but maybe that's just because they've had like a year getting sunshine. But it's not too bad. Probably my fault for leaving it a year or whatever it's been. But it's finally done. So there you go. So there you have it. Job done. I hope block out the skies a little bit when the fireworks are going on so dogs aren't crapping themselves. And the main thing is that that handle does not catch the blind. So that's a big relief. In case anybody was wondering about that, same as with the door handle. So yeah, so the design has changed a little bit, but that is more of a gloss. I suppose this one, the new one, does match the window, the PVC window better. So more of a match. But I can live with that. So I'm happy with it. And there you go. Thanks for watching.